All right, take two. All right. All right, so welcome to Con Survival. Thank you for coming. I'm Dean. I'm actually a pharmacist outside of the cosplay community. That's my title, Pharm D. So that's my doctor. I'm the actual doctor here. So, and this is my surprise guest. Come to the camera.
Oh, hi everyone.
Here.
I'm Jennifer. Right here?
There you are, yes.
Oh, okay. There's two cameras. I run PucciCon, which is a con based in Atlantic City in northern New Jersey and PA. And I'm not a doctor by any sorts, but I've been doing marketing for 15 years in social media. Yay. And I was a teacher once, and my con is very heavily based on mental health, physical health, and kindness and anti-bullying. So that's how we became friends. I kind of like,
Exactly.
meshed. But thank you. I hope you enjoy the panel.
She's a surprise guest because she's also a con chair and she sees the other side of the convention stuff. I'm more of the attendee kind of person. I'm the one who critiques. But you get to see behind the scenes, so she has the experts. So if you have any questions, you see her.
Yeah, if you want any like 411 or what we have to go through, or tips, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, wait, it went too fast. Okay, good. So we're gonna go through a lot. Okay, so buckle up. But it's fun. We'll make it fun. Before the con, you gotta prepare. You gotta prepare too when you're planning your own con. It's a lot to take, to bring it into reality. And allocating time and money is also very important, especially with inflation. We're actually going to go into that.
Oh, I can talk about my side too if you want to know.
We'll get there.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
Yeah, so managing time, money, and yourself. You got to manage yourself. If you can't manage yourself, you're going to lose it. So your safety. We're going to talk about networking. We're networking right now when we interact. And self-care, of course. And since I'm the pharmacist, I will talk about ways to fight off your sicknesses. If it doesn't work, you go see your doctor. But that's beside the point. So you're looking for a con. So first timers who are first time never been to a con before. Oh, nice. When was for those who've been to a con before? Is this the first time this year? Raise your hand if it's your first time this year. Even better. Over 1 year, you probably may forget. It's okay. That's why we're here. So, size. I like big cons. But big cons come with big issues. Small cons come with...
Also issues, but not so much.
Not so much, yeah. This is
You gotta get ready for things that might go wrong then you don't.
Exactly. Doesn't matter what size it is. So, the smaller it is, the less you deal with, but you still have to be prepared and try to not have any issues come along the way.
Hi.
So location. What is this? So is it close? I prefer to go that's close. Okay, some people, like on the West Coast, Anime NYC tickets went sold out. I think they're coming from there. Who knows? So if you really like to travel, or if you want to go close, that's something you want to look into. The type of con, this is an anime con. There are many kinds of cons. So the common one is a comic con. I'm going to a pharmacy conference in July. So that's a little different. And COVID guidelines, people are starting to get away from it. We're still wearing masks, but the vaccination requirement is being loosened, so now it's strongly recommended here. Is it physical or online? The online, we're not going to see a lot of that. So most of them are going to be physical or the in-person. And you also got to go through the reviews and feedback. If you see a con that doesn't do well, you got to research it more. You can't just focus on one feedback. Okay, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And you got to register early. What's the benefits of registering early?
Oh, I can tell you.
Yes.
So registering early, it benefits you guys because obviously you get better pricing. You also help us because we can kind of gauge the attendees, know how much to purchase as far as badges or materials, or we can have more money for like celebrity guests or fun events and things like that. So it helps us have a better idea of what we could do with budget. Especially if you're small, I don't really have monetary sponsors. It all comes from like you guys and the vendors, and basically that's how I purchase things.
Is everything going to go perfect? No. That's why there might be scheduling conflicts. We're going to tell you how to be prepared for that. budgeting is also important. You gotta write every single thing down. So at the end of this panel, you may have a little bit of OCD. I'll take responsibility for it. Cancellation, speaking of which, okay, sugar honey iced tea is gonna happen. It's gonna dump all over you, it's gonna be sticky. You get the joke, just kidding. Okay, so sometimes organizers gonna cancel it. Have you canceled some events?
Events, not conventions. We found new locations. Sometimes that happens.
Postponements.
Yes.
That can happen. You gotta do your homework. You gotta make sure, do you really wanna go? Sometimes doing it too early, not the best thing. Because what if something happens? Right, so if you do decide to go, as I said, you be prepared. Most cons events and transit fares are non-refundable. I had an Amtrak train cancel on me 2 days. 2 days before it was gonna leave. So I had to spend another $70-something on a Flix bus to get to Boston, Anime Boston. I'm actually gonna talk about a story that happened with me with Anime Boston.
Anyway, roll with the punches. Be
Exactly.
ready for anything.
If the organizer cancels, you may ask for refunds or to roll it over.
Yeah, we did roll over. So
This happened with this con back during the pandemic. And as I said with transportation plans, it can get canceled. Be prepared.
Always leave early. Really try. Give yourself, I call it fake Spanish time in the Filipino time.
Yes, we do.
Give yourself like an hour extra or something, because you never know. There might be an accident in the middle of the road.
That's exactly right. So you're gonna estimate how much you're gonna spend. You're gonna detail all the things you're gonna spend on. So the tickets. If you follow me on Instagram, Wild Goldine, last night I posted a chart of Anime NYC and Near Comic Con tickets. All right, so please jot that down, and also be prepared. There's gonna be taxes and fees and shipping. Have that in mind, okay? Maybe add a few, $20, $30, who knows? There's transportation, places to stay, they're getting expensive. So booking early, booking early is the best.
Hotel block for sure, and they sell out really quick.
Exactly. So food, merch, and other things. I'm a credit card person. All right. Sometimes, like some vendors over there, will only accept cash. So be prepared. You don't have to bring $1,000.
I also recommend Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Have them all on your.
Be careful with Zelle. I got hacked on Zelle 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. I haven't had that issue yet.
So another lesson I want to tell you is two-step verification. Very important to two-step verify. So, setting aside money. There are different ways on building your war chest. So, you can take a portion of your paycheck every time you get it. That's one part. The second part, you can take a little bit every week. It depends on how you want it. The earlier you start, the better, and the bigger your war chest gets. The earlier you start, as you said, the better.
There's also, there's also websites like let's say you get Cosplays or whatever that you could like have monthly installments, or even flights. If you just do a flight, you can have monthly installments. I can't think of it right now, like the names of them, but
exactly. So managing money, be proactive. I have a friend who spent $3,000 over the weekend on lunch. So mix it up also. So you gotta have variety, simply because not everyone's gonna accept every single payment. Not everyone's gonna accept Apple Pay, for example, or Samsung Pay. So avoid impulse and reactionary spending. So you have to think and strategize. But at the same time, as I said, with the being proactive, you gotta be prepared if something happens. So let's say, you're running late for something. Make sure you have enough money to spend for Lyft or Uber. They're getting expensive.
Oh, and I have a tip. You can use it or not. When I go to the vendor hall or artist alley at other conventions, I try to look at websites or Amazon to see if it's fairly priced. Because sometimes it's huge inflation too. And there's some that sometimes are lower than you would find online. So try to do research.
Small vendors.
Like small,
Small
do
vendors.
research. I like personally buying from artists.
Yes.
That's my personal favorite because that's something that they that they created, and I don't know. You can't put a price of all the hard work that they actually put into that. That's just
When you budget, always have money left. So, do you have enough to eat? Do you have enough to travel to go back home? will I have enough for future cons?
Bring snacks.
I just finished mine. I was hungry earlier.
And hydrate. I always have.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Some cons are free. There was actually one con I went to. It's called Philly Otaku Con. Your friend was there, actually.
She been before.
It was free, and it was amazing. I don't know if it's gonna last long, but with the
good
free,
vibes.
yeah. But you know, when it expands, they're gonna probably charge because cons need money in order to get the space they need and to pay off the bills, among many other things.
And like I said, like the convention spaces, they're like doubling in price now since everything's
So con extras may have extra costs. Seeing celebs, for example, virtually will cost you. I prefer to see celebrities in person. So there are 3 Jujutsu Kaisen voice actors here, for example. So
And usually a lot of conventions like mine, I put the prices for the celebrities ahead of time, so make sure you check the social media. And the Discord, I have Discord too. I also have postcards here, flyers. You scan it, follow.
So this is actually my planner. 24 hours.
Oh wow.
I write everything down. I don't do that anymore. It's all on my iPhone because I've been very busy. That's 2019, before COVID. So at the time, I will write everything down that I spent and everything down that I get the money from. The pluses I got was because Chase gave me back money.
Yeah, now I use Google Sheets for budgeting. Every time I'm out and I have to buy something for the con, I just put it in my
We're gonna get there. I'm gonna get to the simple version before we get.
I have ADHD, guys. So sorry about that.
So building your war chest, you got to think about how you want to spend the money, but also you want to think about how you're going to build that war chest, and you write everything down, as I said. So all these expenses you have to keep in mind: your food, hotel, travel, the merch, and keep in mind money to spend per person per day if you're traveling in groups. And I say this all the time: always have money left over. That's one example Anime Expo does. We could do it in multiple groups. There are other ways, there are many different ways. This is for your con. This is 2 years ago. This is my budget.
Oh wow. Okay.
I do my budget from scratch. Very simple. All right, so you'll see there, like 700 is variable. I just say that, just put in my mind. I can put more money in there, but you know what? For simplicity, I say, okay, I'm putting $700. These are my spending I'm gonna have. Okay, and
It's actually 50 for the weekend now. I feel a little worse.
oh, 50.
Try to help everybody out.
No, that was 2021.
Yeah, I know. Right now.
Right now, very good. So let's hope that you know. All right, now registering. I actually have more badges than that. That picture is, I think, 2 years old. So you already know most cons have a website and it has a link to order tickets. One example is Eventbrite. We have to go through that. So that's one of the third-party sites. Ticketlead, Ticketmaster, GrowTix, ShowClix, and some have different ways of doing it. Here, coming down. Okay.
That line that you're waiting for.
What was that? Ooh, I heard something. So, fan verification, which is doing a double job. What are you doing? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to prevent scalpers. They're not doing anything. Okay, scalpers are getting more slick. So San Diego Comic Con, Otakon also does the member account. Some other cons will do it as well. Finding a place to stay, very hard to get if you get closer to the con. So book early before you, and whatever's available, prices are gonna go up, you already know. So shop for different hotels, check for reviews and feedback, and save money with hotel blocks. I'm cheap. I don't like spending money. Maybe being cheap is not the best way to do it.
Yeah, I have another side.
Yes. All right. Are you willing to spend a little bit more money to be close to the con? My friend would do that. My friend would be willing to spend a little bit more just for that convenience.
Yeah, so for me, comfort and like safety is a bit more important. So if it's a bad neighborhood but a really good price, I'm like, no. Or the bed is like a rock. Like, or there's, you know,
I have those
infestations of things, like bed bugs, no. Like if I read the reviews.
We had a friend with bed bugs, and when
Oh, God.
yeah, when she checked in.
Yeah, so you gotta budget. Like, is it more important for you to feel safe and comfortable versus, and then maybe spend a little less on merch, you know, whatever.
Yeah, higher quality of a hotel doesn't always mean it's going to be convenient. All right, there is a hotel in the Poconos because, no offense, but Camelback was expensive, so I
They lowered it a
saved.
little bit.
But I saved. I saved about $200 on another hotel that's about a mile away, and I'm walking. So you know, if you're willing to do that, that's okay. But if you don't want to do it, then you be prepared to spend that extra money. I just use that 1 mile distance so I can jog. But it's up to you. Some websites, which I will not go into too much because there are so many, hotels.com, Hotels Tonight, Priceline. Someone loves to tell me about Trivago. I don't know.
Google even does it too, which sometimes is not the best.
No, it isn't. Those are all the sites. Do not memorize it. Go with one that works. Airbnb, hotels, motels, and hostels. I'm not a big fan of Airbnb. I haven't done one, but that's one of the options. You go into another person's home. I prefer hotels. So they have all these amenities, but you have to pay a little bit more. Motels are a little cheaper, but they're for shorter stays usually. And motels don't have as much amenities as hotels.
Wait, why was there two red in the previous slide? Go back.
Oh,
is it?
yeah. Why are those in red? Are those
So the reason why
red green?
Kayak and Momodo are in red is because it actually goes into other websites and do comparisons.
So do you recommend those two?
I would recommend more Kayak. That's the one I use, but just make sure your computer is ready for that because it's going to go to several sites. All right, hostels. I've stayed in a hostel twice. I'm not doing it again, but that's just my opinion.
I've seen too many scary movies now in hospitals.
All right, so far I'm okay. So in a hostel, it's like being in a dorm. All right, so it's more affordable. There was in DC, I spent less than $50 a night, and it was only for one night in a hostel and with other people. But the thing is, you're going to share bathrooms, and you're going to share bedrooms and showers with strangers. No offense. So what I did was, since it's basically a public, it's a dorm, and I had my stuff laid there. What I do is I brought my stuff with me to the bathroom, and I try to lock the door. So I try to be alone. So if you're an extrovert, it's great. That's not for me, in my opinion. But it's up to you if you want to stay.
A lot of people also like they share rooms for conventions,
Yes.
and they don't know these people, so it's kind of similar.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do it for when I book a room, and if I want to invite friends, I invite friends I know and
Yeah.
I trust. Okay, because if you invite people who you don't know very well, who knows if they may take advantage of you? We don't got the time for that. When we go to cons, we're here to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
In a safe environment.
In a safe environment. Bring your own stuff. Oh, it's not going. So you got to bring your soap, your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your deodorant. I have my deodorant in my bag. There's a reason why. I call it loofah. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah.
because I can't reach. And I also brought my own shampoo and conditioner. Thank God I live in Queens. I don't have to deal with it. Also, I'm cheap too. All right, this is your con.
Woo.
I saved money from Showboat, which you're not going to go back to.
We're in Bally's now.
We're in Dallas. Yeah, they're going to
I
be
don't
down.
think Showboat does that anymore because they have a water park and stuff. I don't think they have space.
No, they don't. I saved almost $200, and that was 2021. So you gotta shop. Finding a place to stay, I always call the hotel after booking. I don't trust it. I gotta make sure I verify that it went through. We had a friend in Atlantic City where everything was confirmed in booking for a Hard Rock hotel in Atlantic City. And then when they were checking in, they said, "Oh, you're not in it." That's what happens. You gotta double check to make sure. It's also their fault if they don't inform you that they canceled the room or whatnot. So you gotta do your part too. So check their help and support page just to be safe. So tip for staying, I say max 5. You can put as much people as you want, but safety first. So did they get their COVID vaccine? Well, we're not going to do that too much because people are not going to monitor that. And are they fully vaccinated? We want to make sure they're not sick. If you're sick, you're probably going to get sick too.
I have a tip,
Yes,
which
go
I
ahead.
ask when there's people staying together, like volunteers. You know, I ask people like how they sleep, what kind of temperature, like little things, so they're comfortable with each other. Like maybe some people are kickers and they need their own bed or something like that. So it's always good to know people's preferences. So you match people. It's like matchmaking, you know. Actually, some people are late out, like owls. Some people like to sleep early. I had someone that real quick that I stayed with in the bed, and like at 2 a.m. she was eating chips. I'm like, you're eating chips right now? I'm trying to sleep. Get out of here.
Well, this is me. I snore really loud. I
I'm
don't know
used to
why.
it. My husband.
It was there. I snore loud. So now, find out if they have a bag and coat check. I went to Anime Boston. They charged me $5 for a coat check. I think they probably charge more in Javits. I haven't checked because I am not checking my coat or bag at Javits. Okay. Now, in Harmony Suites, that's the one next door, right over there. It should be free. Online cons, make sure you have a good Wi-Fi, but you're not going to see a lot of online cons. So as we talked about, you got to know who you're going to invite. Okay, you invite the people who you trust. All right, and know who you're inviting. You still have to do a background check. So whether they can get along or not, make sure they're okay. Determine who the leader is. So the one who's going to be responsible for paying all of this and collecting all the fees. You gotta split it up evenly when it comes to costs. Create a group chat, but sometimes internet sucks. So sometimes you're going to use your cell service with your phone.
Like Katsukan, my thing was horrible.
Yes, even the surrounding area in Katsukan, I could not go on Instagram. I think everyone's going on Instagram Live or TikTok. I don't know. So
There is an app too that I have to find. Look it up. That you're able to split costs between people and like have everyone email each other. It's like it's awesome. Yeah.
I'm a VA sometimes.
I'm pretty sure I'm more VA than you, but I'm an ex-zennial, so I'm like with both sides.
I'm a millennial. Oh, there is my clone. Yes. Okay. Do you want your room like this?
Oh, gee. No way.
I think that's my room.
Brody.
Well, yeah, I've had hotel rooms that look like this, and what I do, see, I have my stuff here. Look. See this? See, this is my stuff. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put everything here. Put everything. Oh, this is my jacket. Yeah, that's not mine. Here. Here. One place. Right over here. Oh wait, there's a mess? Yeah, let me move all of them here. Let me move to another corner.
Or if these drawers, luckily, or a closet.
I'll just put everything in one spot. This
That's
is,
better than on the floor. I have a friend that just throws.
what if it's all over the place? Hold on, wait, what? What's this? What? Where, is it over here? Is it over there?
This is improv hour too.
Have you been in that situation?
You're stepping on things.
Don't
tripping.
lie. Don't lie. I know because I've been there.
I stay with just my friend and I deal with that. So. One person.
All right, so yeah, the rules. DARULES. Okay, you gotta have the ground rules. Every time I had the group, we forget to do the ground rules, but it's very important to do so. You gotta be clean. That's why I put everything in one chair. Everything else is clean. All my mess is over here.
Where's the order? Is that in there?
Yeah.
A lot of it, because you're gonna be sweating.
It's hiding in my bag. So, clean up after yourselves. Okay, I'm not gonna go into we're gonna
No
keep it
eating on the
PG.
bed, see? I wish they would have seen that. They have more little bed bugs, so they're eating chips.
And what did I do? I put all my things in one area. Just put one area for one person over here, one area of all the stuff in there.
Oh, to keep the noise level down, even as a con organizer, I have like a suite. I remember the last convention, and it was like 2 a.m. and they were like loud and doing fun. Like, guys, I'm trying to please, I'm trying to be responsible for my convention. Can you please? And I just go like 3 times, and that's me, you know.
Cut your booze. Cut the booze.
Go hang out in the lobby. Get out of here.
5 times.
Yeah.
Cut the alcohol and cut the marijuana too. All right. So if you want to do it outside, where it's legal, of course, it's fine. We're in New Jersey, it's legal. In New York, where I'm from, it's
You
legal.
have-
Also, please don't pull a fire alarm for no reason because
Oh, God.
it's
Was it an
ridiculous.
AC?
That was in that's showboat.
How'd did that too?
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. No.
Be good.
Okay, and that goes to your point. Be courteous,
Yeah.
respectful,
Be
polite.
good.
Pulling an alarm is not courteous, respectful, or polite.
Not at all. Hey.
All right, transportation planning. Today, I had a crappy day. Oh, excuse my French. All right, if you see my Instagram, I plan everything. I did a transit guide for her con. I did a transit guide for this con, and I did a real report for the New York City tri-state area. I planned everything out. But in the train, I was stuck. This is what I hear. Okay, what it means is you're screwed. You're stuck, you're screwed. When you get to the next stop, you leave. you
Well, I have like noise canceling headphones or something, right?
Yeah. So now you gotta budget extra time, which I did. Okay? MTA is not gonna screw me over, or New Jersey Transit. By the way, MTA means more trouble ahead. If you don't keep that in mind, there's gonna be more trouble ahead. All right, so if possible, look for good deals. So you gotta shop, especially when you're flying. All right, so, and familiarize with schedules. And even if the schedules are gonna be unpredictable, also there's apps as well. So track them down.
It's an app.
Yes. Google Maps is great. I use it all the time. I use keep the volume down.
Shakira.
Also, Google Maps I use other other apps as well. And yes, other maps, as I said, yeah. You gotta research different ways. One of the ways, it was a 1-seat ride to go from my house to Port Authority and then take the bus. Well, I got stuck. So I went to the next station and I bailed. I had a unlimited Metro card and I took another line to get to the same place. So I am not waiting. So tickets and itineraries, you gotta keep with you. And if they require proof of negative COVID test or whatnot, which they're loosening. Yeah. And once booked, monitor frequently. Remember, you can have your train be canceled 2 days prior to when it's supposed to go.
You can sign up for alerts, right?
Yes, you can sign up for alerts.
For mobile alerts.
I think it's easier to buy tickets online on your phone better than like going
Not everyone does
there.
it.
I know. I'm just saying.
I prefer buying things, in advance, just to feel.
Yeah, I do the
think
same
that's good.
thing.
You can do that with these two things. So I actually also saved money going to Atlantic City. There is a new thing though, the excursion one, if you're gonna use New Jersey Transit. This one is you can use whenever you want. There's no expiration. This one over here, excursion, has I believe a 7 or 10 day expiration date. So you can use it like a day in advance or whatnot. All right. So even at $42, you save 10. Okay, yeah. It's something. Yeah. So, but again, shop around. If you find something cheaper than $42, go for it. And Megabus actually does not go to Atlantic City, to be honest. Megabus can also do like $1 trips. Just know that it's not really $1. If you've taken our bus, Megabus, simply because there's other fees as well, but it's less than like $50.
Also, you could carpool with friends. That helps, right? I don't know if that was
Yeah, you can carpool. I don't drive, so.
No, I mean, if you don't, I mean, like for us with our Discord, we have ride sharing things, so you could like
that's
find
cool.
people. Yeah.
Yes. So the thing about that is we're going to talk about the cars later. So yeah, that's great.
Get an EV.
That's right. Okay. So this is new. This is Castle Point specific. these are all the restaurants you can find in the Castle Point area. So, just as reference.
Yes.
This is where Castle Point is, Harmony Suites and Meadowlands. So all of these is walking distance. Sam's Club. There's a Walmart that goes all the way up there. I have a Starbucks card. I'm gonna go there. for
Tokyo
example.
Hibachi, I recommend that one.
Oh yes, I love that.
My
So-
baby shower was in there.
Very, very important to do your homework. All right, so the weather is drenching outside. Be prepared for that.
Brother.
That's exactly right. Transportation, not just getting there, but getting around. That's why I had that meetup space in Port Authority so we can all take the bus together. And I did the transit guide. Points of interest. There is one nature walk somewhere there. What's it say? Mill Creek Marsh Trails, jogging and bird watching.
Oh, there's also that dinosaur place nearby here somewhere. Right?
But it
Or
did
maybe
have-
it used to be. You can see mechanical dinosaurs.
Oh, nice.
Fuel station. Yeah.
You gotta know where your essentials are, such as pharmacy, because I'm biased. Just kidding.
That's important.
Urgent care. God forbid something happens. I got bronchitis when I was in Orlando, Florida.
You know, I got time for that.
No time for that. So I had to pay out of pocket. That was 10 years ago. And you got places to eat and drink. You already know. That's why the map is there. But again, you got to do your homework and do your searching. And YouTube or travel websites such as TripAdvisor. So we're talking about areas like bigger cities, for example. But you got to do your research.
I recommend Jersey Mike's too. Anyone who's
Yes. So I love this. That's my favorite picture. So I put my mask up. So when restrictions are loosening, some countries will still require proof of negative test or proof of COVID vaccination. The COVID vaccination here, you already know it's loosened, but you still would need masks. So you gotta check regularly with the con websites. So that's one example. If they want a PCR test, that's my vaccination card. And those are just four of the different kinds of yeah, exactly. Proof of COVID vaccination on your phone. There's Clear, there's the New York one, Excelsior Pass, there's Apple Wallet, and then Docket app is in New Jersey. Very important as a healthcare professional. Wearing masks is not enough. When you wear a mask and you're in a crowd and we're going this, your masks will not be as effective. So you got to do other stuff.
You shake your hand and you bump your eyes.
You got to have hand sanitizer, which is hiding somewhere. Oh, I don't have it here. It's inside there with my deodorant. So now, if you put all your eggs in one basket, so each layer of that Swiss cheese has holes for COVID to get through. But if you were to have different kinds of layers, such as social distancing, which I don't like, but it's effective. All right, if the air is ventilated, if you're outside, if you're wearing a mask, if you're fully vaccinated, and you're being tested, and you're being educated, and you're washing your hands, then it's a much less likeliness for COVID to hit you. So to mask or not to mask, we're required to wear a mask anyway. But just for a quick tip, if you're not feeling well, why are you here? Okay.
That goes for anything. Stay home.
So masks, usually indoor. We're here, we're indoor. And reason of suspected exposure to any respiratory infection. I'm gonna ask you the question, why are you here? If you're at risk of any respiratory infection, so if you're immunocompromised, I'm asthmatic, I still wear a mask. If you're elderly, for those with pre-existing conditions, if you're impacted by large crowds, it's a little, I say, in the middle. When you go as the day goes on in the afternoon, it's gonna get packed. So be prepared for that.
We're gonna enemy in New York City together. You can't
Forget
fly.
it, yeah. Squishy. Okay. Healthcare settings, certain occupations, so if you're dealing with COVID. Public transportation, they lifted it, but I don't trust people on public transit, so it's still there. Some contagious diseases, all right? Another reason why if you're sick, you stay home. there's flu, there's common cold, there's COVID still going on, but you know, we're getting there. We passed the worst part of it. RSV is going crazy. There's norovirus. There's also Shigella, that's under that stomach flu bug, and many others. We don't see a lot of monkeypox and polio. Last year we had outbreaks in New York for that. So, mask and courage. You got to follow safety precautions. So whichever is the most stringent, you have to go with. That's number one. Number two, take a shower. I did it this morning. Okay. Put your deodorant on, and your deodorant that you put this morning isn't gonna last the whole day. Or
It's not?
no. You gotta brush your teeth. You already said to wash your hands and use hand sanitizer, and you gotta wash your clothes too. So domestic travel, they're not monitoring too much though, but stay up to date if you're eligible with COVID vaccines. Check with transit carriers, so anything that's the most stringent, whether it's from the place you're going to, or from the place you're leaving, or the airline carrier, you go for the most stringent. And check the status of COVID status and restrictions. It's on the CDC website. So safety precautions, get tested 1 to 3 days before and after your trip. Masks, of course, social distance is optional, but you know, if you're able to, great. Wash your hands, and any rules you have to follow. Oops, sorry. International, very similar, but things can change. And again, stay up to date, and also check the carriers, and also wear a mask for safety reasons. Check CDC guidance, and also do the testing as well. So these CDC guidelines, which we won't talk too much about, so if you get sick, all right, so when you get the symptoms, that's day 0. When you get tested positive, that's day 0. So after 5 days, you test again. You're still positive, you stay another 5 days. But if you're negative, you can do whatever you need to do. You just have to put a mask for the next 5 days.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since you're a pharmacist.
Yes.
Are the rapid tests more effective now, or is it still better to do the
PCR.
Yes.
So much better now.
Okay, because like they gave us false positive, false negatives. It was like.
So if you're not sure, if you're not sure, you can always do a PCR as a confirmatory test.
Okay.
It takes a little bit while, but we've been improving on that.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Yes. Flying is not my favorite because there's a lot of stress. I do not like to arrive 2 hours prior to a flight. But it's the fastest, but it's the most expensive. You gotta shop around. You gotta book early as well. And bring your important documents. So May 2023, that's no longer the date. So they're actually extending it further. So it's called Real ID. In New York, it's called Enhanced ID. You have that little star thing or whatever that is. So you can use that to fly domestically. If you don't have that, which I don't, you have to bring a passport in order to fly domestically, in addition to doing it internationally.
Let me tell you my experience with flying. Yeah, it's annoying getting through stuff, but sometimes with Uber or Lyft in New York City, it's the same price of flights to like Texas.
Really?
I actually experienced that.
Really?
Yeah,
How
because
far are you going?
I went to Queens from North Jersey, and it was like the same price that my friend came from Austin to New York City round
You
trip.
should have asked me.
I wanted to be safe. You know, I heard a lot of stuff happen in New York City, so I'm like, I'll just do a Lyft. But boy,
No, you go. Oh, did I do that? Oh. You gotta defend yourself sometimes. But you know, I think, yeah.
I'll see her.
The buses are fine. It's just you take the, I call it
It's
anxiety.
not bad. I just saw there was a lot of crimes and stuff.
So my favorite are trains and buses.
Oh, trains.
Yeah, they're
There's
cheaper.
train cram back there.
Yes. It's cheaper, and I don't have to arrive 2 hours prior to when it leaves. I just get there 30 minutes prior. If I need more time, so if you have more luggage, or if you need like special accommodations, then arrive about 45 to 60 minutes. That's it.
I have a little more patience than you.
Still bring the important documents. Okay, so I say there's a rule: less than 250 miles. Flying may not be recommended. It depends. I have a friend who flew from New York to DC, and I don't understand why.
I'm flying to Anime Central actually to Chicago.
Yeah, you have to fly through there. I know Chicago actually. Trust me. I know the subway there. I have family there.
I mean, if there was a bullet train to anywhere, I would take it, but there isn't.
Yeah, this is the U.S.
Yeah,
It's all-
unfortunately.
Yeah, they're working on
I
it.
took a bullet train to New York City.
So, public transportation, they're easier, convenient, and cheaper, unless if you take the MTA. Okay?
Really does not like the MTA.
Yeah, it's called more trouble ahead or money taking authority. That's the other one I call it. So study the maps and schedules and know how to pay the fare. We went through that with a friend of mine in DC because DC, yes, we went through.
Yeah.
DC had a different payments structure. In New York, you can just use your credit card, your debit card, your watch, your iPhone, Metro card. Not in DC. No, you still have to use this smart trip card. If it's on the phone, you can use that. But if it's not on the phone, it's not going to work. So and always have different ways and itineraries to get around. Don't always rely on Uber and Lyft, okay? Unless if someone's going to cover it for you. It's too expensive.
Well, you can get plans, but yeah.
Unless you have deep pockets, which I don't look. This is all the fun.
Yeah,
Oh wait, I dropped something. That's my whistle. So if something happens with me,
that's good.
yeah, and my thermometer. Okay. The driving part. So this is where we do the carpooling.
Oh, you dropped your whistle.
Yes.
Safety first.
So it's more freedom, but it's more responsibility. Your car is your child. Bring it to the doctor's office. I mean, sorry, no, not doctor's office.
Take it to your local pharmacy.
No. Were you gonna put oxycodone in there?
Give it a shot. Okay, good. Sorry.
The car shop. That's what I meant. I was looking for it because I was looking for him in my brain. So before traveling, get the car checked because make sure it's running properly. What if it breaks down and you're halfway between your house and the con? You're in deep trouble, aren't you? So take a break every 1 to 3 hours or 100 miles. It depends. You gotta stretch your legs and all that. Yes. And the carpooling one. Are you gonna make the driver pay everything?
Yes, no. Always split it. That's the nice thing.
So, and also the driver has to choose the music.
Also, if you have an EV, just saying, you gotta plan. My husband back there with the BTS shirt. We have to plan like where all the local EV pumps are, which could be annoying. And sometimes they're not working, or there's other people there. So definitely plan an EV map.
We need more of those.
Yeah.
So driver choose the music. If the driver sleeps, you're in trouble.
Oh my God.
Okay? The driver needs to choose the music so the driver can concentrate. One of my favorites, cosplaying. Do we con crunch? I do. I'm guilty of it. So, you gotta research dress code and weapons policy. It changes every year. So plan how you're gonna put your cosplay together as well. I just buy it and I just use what's everything. Question.
Hi, I would also like to add that, like, if you're going to be cosplaying, make sure you have plenty of time before you actually plan to actually cosplay that character on that specific event. Like, for example, if you're going to go to Palmac, you want to make sure that everything that you have is actually, like, already there. Not just with buying the cosplay, but making some fixes, and also, like, making sure that you have everything that you have before you actually, like, plan to go to the specific event. Like, if you want to be able to like wear the costume as it is, it's totally fine. But if you want to make some changes, make sure you have a plan to make sure you have enough time to plan ahead.
Oh yeah, so I forgot to bring a those cosplay repair things. The little
Yeah.
kits I have in my bag also.
The clowns sometimes have cosplay repair.
Exactly.
We have cosplay repair.
Exactly.
And even if you buy things on Amazon, I do a lot of closet cosplay. Always try to purchase things like a month ahead because sometimes things ship from God knows where or they're out of stock. So try to plan, not the week prior.
No,
Even
no,
if it's
no.
purchasing stuff, you never know.
So you gotta set your goals and objectives and stick to it. But also be flexible with it because there'll be some days you're gonna have a bad day. Alright, sometimes you're gonna need a little bit of a break.
Things will break off you. or-
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes you may need to take a break. So always try to be flexible, but in general, be consistent. Okay, so start with what you have before you buy more stuff. Because everything's expensive.
I suggest bring comfortable shoes if you have heels
Yes.
and such. I try to do comfy cute nowadays. So,
You choose to,
yeah, just in case. You never
Yes,
know.
go
So
ahead.
I went to Joann's because I'm making my own cosplay. and they charge you by the yards when you buy
Okay.
when you buy fabric there. So
That's a good tip.
yeah.
So yeah, you gotta do your shopping here. So gather your materials and tools. As you said, they charge by the yard if you're gonna get some
Yeah.
fabric.
Exactly.
Consider,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
consider the weather environment because it's raining right now.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was also gonna say I'm pretty sure with Discord, but like my Discord, we have like a cosplay tip and advice section. So always check to see if you don't know how to make a certain thing or having issues with some things, your local communities or groups might
Yes.
help you.
Also, make it comfortable. Okay, you're here to have fun, right? So that's right. And you have to cost test. So we don't want anything breaking in the middle of a con, and then your something gets showed, ripped. Whoever, with the early days of SpongeBob, I don't know whoever watched it. There was a song about it.
Oh, yo, seriously, like, if your cosplay malfunctions, there's always going to be a cosplay repair guy.
Yes.
And one that I recommend is the car who's literally like right over there.
Yeah.
Yaguro, yeah, he helps us too.
Very nice.
I was also gonna say if you sometimes like ship things from China or something like a cosplay, sometimes they're too small, so definitely try it on in that scenario too.
That's why you always cost test.
Exactly. I do that sometimes, like the day of, I'm like, crap.
I have weird body proportions because it'll fit for some things and for other stuff it's just not
It's
fitting.
them, not you.
Exactly. So you gotta, as I said before, you gotta research your weapons and prop policy. So they have their different rules, and you gotta exercise good judgment. Anything with metal that's actual metal, they're not gonna accept it, even if it's dull, even if it's if it's not a sword. All right. Anything that's sharp and it doesn't have to be metal, they may not accept that. So you may have to leave it somewhere.
Last year I came here and I brought a metal sword by mistake and I didn't know it was metal until you told me and so they confiscated it.
All right. One of my friends is over here. Yes.
Lord Dionysus!
Yes, that was 2 years ago. So, how do you carry them? I preferred to carry them myself. I knew someone who used some kind of a shipping carrier to go from East Coast to West Coast. I don't know how that works, but I'm not going through the trouble. I'd rather carry it myself. All right, so you gotta find out with the different transportation carriers, with train, buses, or planes. If it looks dangerous, you don't expose it.
I have a story.
Yes.
I have a friend that was going to New York City, and I used to do cosplay events, by the way. And he had like an outfit. I think he was dude, what was that guy that looks like Deadpool, but his face is red? Red Hood or something? Red Hood?
Yeah, I think it was
And he had like a gun, like cosplay crowd, and then like the police actually stopped him. Like we're gonna arrest him, thinking that he's gonna shoot up the
Yes.
train. So like definitely be careful, conceal that stuff, and
Exactly.
don't make it look too real. Like a water gun, I don't know.
So I think at the front for CPAC, they actually inspect your prop, and then what they'll do is they'll tag it with a zip tie, or they'll put a sticker on it, or a wrap. If it fails, keep it coat check or hotel room, or you hide it in the car. So I've had actually it's the same thing. I've had one person where in front of me there was a person with a sword. It was dull, metal, they didn't accept it. So if you have things that could have projectiles coming out, so a gun, a bow and arrow, you have to disable them. You have to tether them. Because what if it goes off? Someone's eye is going to be, so you're going to get an eye. A
You can
person's
have
eye.
bubbles, I didn't know that.
No, we're not going to do bubbles.
Oh.
Sorry. Maybe outside.
Bubbles.
So if there is any even if it's not too sharp, you still got to be careful. Hawks from My Hero Academia. Some people have the wings that go short like this, and then they'll go big. You got to also be careful
Sorry about that.
when you're going around. Simply because we don't want any parts of the cosplay to be damaged, and also we don't want to hit other people. So you got to be careful. So safety first. So and handle them with care. We don't want we don't want explosives or pyrotechnics. No smoke, no bubbles. Bubbles may damage a cosplay. Not all cosplays are.
And also, if it's like a floor like that, you'll be slipping and sliding.
So just expect that a con will confiscate any item for any reason or no reason at all. So just be aware of that. They confiscated my pepper spray in Brooklyn Comic Con. And, at the time when they were, because I'm Asian and I don't want anyone attacking me because I'm a essential worker, so just in case. But they still confiscated it. You gotta hide them. So the week before the con, you gotta prepare your list. Get your clothes ready. Get your costumes ready. Download the app if Castle Point has an app. Castle Point doesn't have an app. There is a program in the website, and you can download it as a PDF.
We have a Wix app.
That's right.
Then I can tag everyone on that on Discord.
Do not carry any more items than you're able to. Don't carry too much. All right, and have your travel itinerary ready. That's your checklist. Geeksgathering.com. So one of them is a Nintendo Switch. Someone brought up. Actually. Yeah. So another list, an example. The red is important. That includes your deodorant.
Facts.
That's right. I don't want to smell your armpits, okay? Take your medications, okay? So blood pressure, so if you have anti-anxiety, anti-depression, bring your phones and chargers. I have 3 battery packs, all right? And wallet, gotta bring, hide it. Documents if they need it. And the other thing is water, if it's not that. Yeah, food and water is very important. A planner if you need to, so and all those things. Also, you bring a toothbrush and toothpaste because I am not smelling your breath. No,
How about Banaka? Do people still use Banaka?
I'm not. So these are just some of the suggestions for the cosplay repair kit if you want to be your own cosplay repair person. So thread, for example, scissors. I always have the sewing ones because something will always break or something, right? The wig brush, comb, etc. So you arrive to the con, we arrive super early, and you got to get your badges right away, and you stay hydrated. And if you need a free bag coat check, it's actually in Harmony Suites, you can check there. And reevaluate where you want to go in the schedule, because schedules can change. So prioritize, and then for high priority ones, you want to go to those first, especially for the ones that have long lines, because you know what's going to happen is there's not going to be seats for you.
Yes.
And they're probably not going to allow standing room only due to fire hazards or whatnot. Do not overschedule, you will lose your mind. Okay, so you got to give yourself space.
Make sure you eat.
That's
Don't
right.
forget to eat.
That's right. We're going to explain it over and over and over again.
Take care of yourself.
Have backup plans and alternative plans just in case.
And sometimes people don't show up in the panels for whatever reason. And
That's
let
right.
people know.
That's-
So that also happens.
That's exactly right. So always have a backup plan, right? So in case if you're not able to make it to a panel or if a panel cancels. So most cons, so we're actually gonna, just for simple context, we're gonna compare with CPAC. Dealer's room, they have it there. Artist alley, they have it there. Autographs, it's there. One thing, don't go broke. See that? Splurge alert. Watch your
Like I said,
money.
always check the websites or the social media. They'll sometimes list the pricing of the autographs.
So panels, we're doing one right now. Check. Photo shoots and meetups, right over there. Check. Concerts and masquerades, I guess check.
Yes.
Dance and raves, that's tonight, 8 p.m. Check. Gaming, over there, same side as the photo shoots and meetups. Check. There's a cosplay contest. I don't know about A and B though, I haven't seen it. So check. So basically, this is your complete con.
Where's the karaoke? There's a karaoke?
Oh yeah, not all cons have karaoke, but we'll put the karaoke in there. So that's
Oh,
for
man, I missed it.
we're gonna put that under there. The dance and raves, even though it's not. Online virtual cons we won't go too much over because you just do it wherever you have good Wi-Fi, usually at home. I did an online. I actually did a panel for an online con. You did an online.
And I did Mario Kart racing, Animal Crossing tournaments.
It was
Back
on-
in the
Yeah, the COVID days. It was on Twitch, on Instagram, on Discord, Facebook, all of maybe Twitter. I don't know.
I still do some tournaments everywhere.
So you're not going to see a lot of that. So it's an alternative. Some of them are free, but you're not going to find a lot of them. So they do all those similar things. artist alley or vendors or dealer's room may have something through Etsy, for example. So that's where they'll have things to be sold. 621-631 rule. So yeah, that's right.
8 hours, man. You need 8.
Well, 6, well, just for that weekend, okay? But overall, you will need 8. If 6 is not enough, then you need to sleep more. 2 to 3 meals a day. I had one already, so two to go. And multivitamin as just to make sure everything's complete, you don't miss anything. And you gotta take a shower.
I take 2 a day. And that's just,
2 a day.
I don't like feeling,
Yeah,
get
I
to
know.
bed all sticky.
It's like elbow grease. So you gotta have deodorant too. You gotta manage your time, money, energy, anxiety. You gotta be a well-rounded person. You're gonna be multitasking a little bit, but that's okay. It takes practice. The goal is to have fun and be positive. So keep your schedule realistic and make sure you have breathing room. Put alarms or notifications, and be prepared. God forbid something happens. If there's a curveball thrown at you. Okay, my shoes are comfortable.
Yes.
That's
I have
right.
them in every color. Oh wait, is this New Balance? New Balance.
New Balance, yes.
I recommend.
Keep track of your time and money. There is a quiet and safe space. It's actually more in Harmony Inn. It's like there's a dining area. And take a step back and breathe. And we're also going to emphasize that because if you're not breathing, if you're not relaxed, then you're not having a good time. Who's a spooner? A spoonie? Sorry, spoonies. Who heard of spoon theory? I did. Yes. So, spoons is your currency of energy. So dollars is your currency for buying things. That's the comparison to it. So if you rest, you get more spoons. For some people, going out and socializing could add more spoons. For some people, you can lose spoons.
You could be an ambivert. I think I'm an ambivert.
Yes.
Depends on the whole vibe and what's going on.
I had a friend who drank coffee. That increased the spoons. When I'm stressed out, I lose the spoons.
Coffee makes you more tired, actually. I don't know if it's ADHD. You're the
Yes,
doctor.
that's right. It depends on everybody. So energy is used like money, as I said, so use it wisely. So it was by Christine Miserandino with lupus at a diner around early 2000s. So she was saying, I can only use X amount of spoons in order to do certain kinds of activities. So it's used for those with chronic illnesses or disabilities. Anyone can use it. All right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And it's, as I said, measured with spoons. If you run out of spoons early, you'll use spoons from tomorrow. And we're actually going to use another utensil for that, which I'll get into.
And I want to say something important. For
Yes.
people who have, because I've doubled this, and my husband actually has Crohn's disease.
Yeah.
And I have ADHD, anxiety, whatever. And really try to be, I would say, understanding and empathetic of your friends or family members that have it. If they can't make a certain event or they have to leave early and whatnot because of their illness, really try to understand. They're trying their best, but you should care about their health and their mental well-being first. I think a lot of people struggle with that.
We're actually going to elaborate a little bit more because we're going to go beyond the spoons. Because spoons are not the only thing you eat, right? You eat with. What do you use other than spoons?
Works.
That's right. We're going to
And
talk about.
sporks.
No, that's something else.
So why not both?
So the forks is going to be something else.
Okay.
That's why. Because if it's a spork, it's technically a fork now. Because which I'll explain.
All right.
So yes, depending on the condition, you can start off with 20 spoons. I start off at 100. All right, and you go from there. Same activity does not equal to the same cost of spoons with each individual. So some people may require 1 spoon to do X, Y, Z, or another person may require maybe 5 spoons, which is a lot. All right. So, and you may not start the day with 100% of spoons. So think of yourself as not getting enough sleep, for example. You're not going to get 100% of your spoons when you start the day. So it may be if you had insomnia or you had trouble trying to sleep because you're being distracted. Just think of a banged up charger that only charges on and off. during the night. Instead of charging to 100%, you only get 80.
I have a tip too. If you're sleeping
Yes.
in a hotel room that's not your bed, you're not going to be as comfortable. So I
Correct.
recommend trying to sleep a little earlier if you can, unless you're craving or whatever.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, because it's going to take a while for you to go to sleep
Yes.
in an uncomfortable or not normal space.
So, inadequate sleep, obviously, you're not going to get all your spoons back tomorrow. Pre-existing conditions, and also if you borrowed spoons from the previous day, you're not going to start with this with 100% of your spoons.
Hurting feet, bad back.
So that's just some of the examples, and it doesn't have to be 3 spoons for playing games or 5 spoons for studying.
Make
It
a
could
phone call. Oh, that's like 20.
be-
It's done.
Everyone's different. So, other people brought up other utensils. We're gonna open your drawer. Okay, so
And it's stuff. What if it's stuff? Okay, we're building
so spoons are your energy. Forks are your stressors. So
Makes sense.
spoons, you use it for energy. So forks, bang, right there. So the MTA, bang, I get a fork. Oh my
Rain?
gosh, there's a line, bang, there's
The
a
rain,
rain,
right?
bang, another fork,
I can't find where the loading for the dock is.
bang, there's a fork.
I called them. I'm like, please, you know everything. Where is it?
So when your body is full of forks, that means you reach your breaking point. So even a small fork, you'll get it. It's cumulative, which I'll explain. So some forks can be small, such as, oh, I stepped on the crack. Oh, shoot. I tripped on something. Or it could be big as, having something, like a big, like a meltdown, for
Like a
example.
bunch of little forks can
Oh,
equal
yes.
a huge fork, right?
That's exactly right. So, in that cutlery, so spoons are your energy, forks are your stressors. Your knives is when you're out of spoons, we have too many forks, and you're trying to fight through the day. So, you hit yourself with
So it's nice, like you say, trauma. Like if you have like PTSD or something, maybe that someone would consider small might be
Yeah,
worse
that
for
could
you.
be that's
Okay.
one component. The other component is to hit yourself so you can actually keep fighting on. But it's gonna cost you the spoons from tomorrow. So that's the one that will take spoons and energy or stamina from tomorrow so you can use it for what you're doing today. And then whisks is stress. So that's more of a descriptive kind of thing. So we're gonna get into detail. So when you think of spoons, this is what you think. I don't have the spoons for this when you're lacking of it. So no spoons, no energy unless you borrow them tomorrow. There's no sizes, as I said, for spoons. We had one person who asked me, is it a teaspoon? Is it a tablespoon? Now, if you have your own version, that's fine. But in most cases, 1 spoon is like $1, right? So just think of it that way. Forks. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. That's me. So I got hit with stress, I can't. Just give me a moment, I need to be alone.
Let me also, as a plan organizer, so
Yes.
I get very anxious over roles sometimes because like I'm like the main person, so sometimes I'll be like a bunch of people needing my attention at once. My daughter wants to show me an art.
Yes.
There's a bushfire outside.
Oh no.
There's a Pikachu running amok, and everyone needs me at the same time. And I'm like, wait, everyone's talking to me. It's kind of like what overstimulation or
Yes.
whatever. And I'm like, let me focus on the fire.
Yes.
Just hold on to me, To give people a little space, like don't at once.
So you may be asking, like, how do you get rid of all the forks? How you get rid of the forks is when you rest. So not only when you rest, you get more spoons, but you can also get rid of the forks, so you're able to handle more stresses. But if you can't handle any more stresses, you're gonna hit your breaking point. We don't want that. That's not having a good time.
Not for anybody.
Not for anybody. So as I said, knives. Fighting to keep going when you don't have a lot of spoons, when you're out of it actually, or when you have too many forks. So as I said, using knives to take spoons from the next day. And using too much, obviously will get you depleted. There's other ones that we don't use often, which we won't get to too much, like whisks, for example. Meat tenderizers, bang, 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 bang. So if you're trying to beat, no, I can't say it because it's PG. Poco gracioso. I mean, we don't want to keep it PG-13. So it's a thing that you hit the thing to make it more tender, okay? Turkey bastard's like a syringe, so it sucks the life out of you. So sometimes working, if it's a really long day, work, it sucks the life out of you. So pastry blender is similar to knives, so some people use that. Corkscrew is when the people who you love, they can't handle you, they just bore through your heart. A ladle is like a long thing it's like a soup spoon. It's a big spoon, so you use that
Let
as
me just say, if
recovery.
close friends or relatives can't handle you, I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
you shouldn't be around those people.
Nope. So we have to talk about money. So you're in the con, right? So I'm in the dealer's room. You gotta think, why am I here? How do I feel? Do I need this? What if I wait? Maybe the price will go down. How do I pay for it? Well, I don't have any. Just kidding. Okay. How is my budget doing? And where I'm gonna put it? I barely have things to put it because my room's too small. My room's running out. I'm running out of room in my own bedroom. Etiquette, cosplays never consent. Okay? Please, no. Keep your hands to yourself and be polite and respectful.
Always ask if it's okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Always ask permission if you want pictures.
Or a hug or
Exactly.
any form of contact.
In the old days, you would want the glumping. I even lost my wig one time when I was blonde. Okay, I was okay with it because I know the person, but some people could have a mental breakdown afterwards. So please be considerate of people's spaces. Very important. So don't do sneak attacks.
And I don't know if this is going to be mentioned
Yes.
after, like about seeing something or telling.
Mhm.
I can go. You want me to go into it?
Go
now?
into it, yes.
Okay. Very important at any kind of convention, cosplay event, anywhere in the world. If someone ever touches you inappropriately or makes you feel uncomfortable, maybe they're following you in any way, please see a security officer, whoever's in charge. Like, let them know right away. Sometimes we get people telling us like afterwards where we can't do anything, so we want to keep you safe in any kind of environment. And this is at any con. Make sure you go to someone and let them know, because we don't want that person hurting you again, hurting someone else. It's very important that you let someone of authority know right away. To try to get photos, pictures, the name of the person, any description, to try to keep yourself safe and others safe. Because I know it's awkward at first. Like,
We're actually
I
going to
should
get
say
into it.
something, Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
it's very important.
Very important, and it's also very important to emphasize. So, you read my mind, Jen.
Well,
If someone is if someone's harassing you, you gotta state and address the behavior, tell them it's wrong, needs to stop, and ignore and stay away. Be with your friends. All right. And if it persists, take a picture of the person. You can take a picture of the person right away and report to concept, ConOps, or the police.
There can also be a safe word they use with friends, or you can
Yes.
text someone if you're feeling, comfortable.
Boundaries. I've set one right now. Just kidding.
I will not cross.
That means advocate for yourself. Don't let anyone take advantage. Okay, you're not obligated to anyone's interests. Okay, you're your own person, and if you feel comfortable, say no. Get away. Okay, so if someone wants to exchange contacts, you don't have to exchange contacts. All right, hugs, as you said, taking photos. If someone wants to take photos, and if you don't feel comfortable, no.
And this boundary thing, it's
Yes.
for everything. Because it's something that I've struggled with, because I'm very empathetic, and I'll rather say yes or do something I don't want to do. But you really have to consider your feelings and yourself, or people are going to take advantage of you or try to get something out of you. Look at people's actions, not their words. Very, very important, which I've learned. And
Exactly.
it's, saying no doesn't make you a bad person or a bad
No.
friend or anything. You have to take care of yourself.
Also, be careful with sharing things, because if sometimes you can give an inch and they'll want a foot, for example.
Yeah, so to definitely keep in mind, like any relationship has to be a balance, right?
Also favors.
Yes.
So be careful.
Mhm.
The buddy system. Who did the buddy system? Does anyone remember the buddy system? You do? So at least two people. We check up on each other. Work as a team. So communication's key. Even if you're in different places of the con, you keep each other communicating. So you know each other's strengths, weaknesses, the needs, and limits of each other. And you check each other. So if I get a little ambitious, you're the one who's going to check on me and say, hey, Dean, you're going too far. So that's one example. So if you're stressed or overwhelmed, I'll say, you take a break. Or go to that quiet space over
Yes,
there.
I'll go to a corner.
Yes. Oh, there's a food truck over there. If you're hungry, go there. Don't forget
Yes.
you have to eat.
Yes.
Sometimes when I'm hungry, I tend to ignore it. Don't
Yeah, with ADHD too, there's also
Yeah.
hyper focusing. Where there'll be hours you're like stuck on something and you'll forget it or just ignore it.
And then when your vibe goes away, you realize
And you're like about to faint. Oh my god, I need food right now.
we don't want to do it until it's too late. We want to do it
Yeah.
ahead of time. And you're talking about each other's experiences, and that helps a lot. So if your body becomes a danger to oneself or others, you have to get help. It can't be just the two of each other. You have to use other people as well, particularly people you trust, and for those who have authority. Etiquette. So don't rip your pants. So when there's a traffic area, try to stay away. We were actually doing a TikTok. We were pricing for a TikTok on the line.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was crazy.
And the concept, hey, stay in the wall, stay in the wall.
Yeah, he changed us.
Yeah. Photo shoots and meetups, stay away from high traffic
And
areas.
don't cut people.
No, I've seen it, yeah.
Not cool, bro.
We talk about respecting people's space. We're gonna say it over and over. And be alert and aware of your surroundings. So cosplay judging, my friend says if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
And again, for everything in life, I don't care if it's a Facebook post. Be nice to people.
Cosplay is an art, okay? I can cosplay however I want it to, okay? I can have different ways of doing it. Being canon is not the only thing. And no one is perfect.
Yeah, I know. I was Daenerys once years
Yes.
ago, and someone commented that my eyes were purple and not blue or something. I'm like, I did Daenerys in the TV show. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Versus the book. I think the book is purple. And I'm like who cares? I like the way I look. I don't care. I'm like,
Exactly.
why are you commenting something negative?
As long as you're happy the way you are, that's what it
Yes,
is.
I know, right?
So
Silly.
it's about recognizing and being the character and how comfortable you want to be. There are many ways to cosplay a character. My character has at least 3 different versions. I have the one with the bandages and I have the one with the black glasses. I think one of them just left. And compliment knowledge or effort anyway, especially if you like their cosplay. And praise and motivate. And give suggestions and constructive criticism. If they don't want it, then that's not your call. So don't give any. All right. You don't have to love or hate a cosplay. Not everyone's a pro. You gotta respect their art and effort. Okay. Buying a cosplay is valid. Using what you have in your closet is valid. Doing it from scratch, valid. Okay. What's the goal? Have fun. So that's one example. All right. I like to piss off the cosplay critics. Most of the cosplay critics I know, I don't know, but the ones I see, they're not in cosplay. That's a good cosplay in my opinion. See how different that is? You mix 2 different animes. I like this one over here. You do a hybrid, and there are 12 different Sasuke's. So it doesn't matter your weight, your height, your race, your your gender, your age, okay, your body type, your skill level. You're amazing you're amazing, all right? You just attempting to cosplay should be complimented in of itself, because that helps with growth. They become better cosplayers afterwards.
And there's so many people who like judge us outside of the cosplay world. You know, like let's support. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's support each other, right? Like be nice to each other.
And it expands beyond the nerd.
Yeah.
We expanded beyond the nerd scene and the cosplay or con scene. We gotta support one another.
It's very tight niche community, small community. So let's be kind.
Exactly. Networking, you be yourself, so you never know if the person's gonna offer you something. So if you want to be in voice acting, for example. So the people over there, the voice actors, you can actually network. So you can make friends, exchange info and ideas, exchange contact information. But at the same time, you gotta be respectful, honest, and straightforward. And if you want to talk with other people, you can also talk about interests or cosplay. That's your icebreaker if you want to make more friends.
And it's always like in a con organizer interview, it's always good to just be nice to people. You never know who you
Yes.
might meet or what connections or what sponsor you might get, or maybe a hookup to something or like
Yes.
a drink at a convention. You never know. It's just be nice, not for anything in return, and like good things will come to you in any kind of way.
At the end of the panel, so share your passions, of course. At the end of the panels, you can speak to one of us as well. right? That's my info. I'm on Instagram. It's on YouTube.
Oh, I
as
have
well.
business cards too. Really good.
So it's over there. Practice with a friend when you're networking. So you don't have to have a script, but have it just in case. Take notes. Not everyone will want to be friends with you. That's okay. It's not your fault. Okay, let it go.
Not everyone's for everyone.
Not everyone's for you. That's a good one. Don't take advantage of anyone, and the same goes the other way. Don't let anyone take advantage of you, and don't blow up their phone feed. Please don't do that. I met the voice actors and actresses for.
I actually saw this really disturbing tweet where someone wrote to voice actors saying that they were following them, they knew where they lived, they tried contacting their kids. Like, please don't do that. It's
No,
very
don't.
dangerous, creepy.
Don't be a stalker.
Yeah, don't
Exactly
do that.
right.
It's not sweet, it's not cute.
It's creepy.
Yeah, I've had people follow me, from the convention for a while, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go now with my family. I'll do this. Bye. Like for an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat now. Yes.
So, whatever you do, don't basically, so there are some people on social media that will relentlessly bother you from time to time.
Like hi, like
Yes.
messages.
Yes, especially on DeviantArt.
Yeah, I get that on Facebook Messenger a lot, or pictures that
I just blocked.
Yeah, talk about.
So, as I said before, having common interests, when you share them, start a conversation. So online groups and forums, that's for some people will take, that's another option.
Discord.
Yes,
groups.
exactly. Greet and introduce each other and ask questions. Have you been to cons before? What's your favorite character? What's your favorite anime, manga, favorite characters, your favorite ships? I know ships, they get a little more passionate, so be careful with that. So if you need help or advice, always ask questions. If there's something you want to ask about, great. Compliment on cosplay and outfit, especially if you like it. Places to network. This is one of them. So meetups, photo shoots, everywhere basically in the con that you can find. Even LineCon, yes. I don't like LineCon, but that's where you can network as well. So social media, we have to be responsible with our own social media handles. You have to be careful with what you share. So when you're gonna post something, you gotta ask yourself, what's in it for me? What's in it for the people who follow me? What's in it for people who want to read it? Is it how much is gonna help other people? So what are the benefits or risks and consequences? I understand people want to rant. I get it. But you gotta watch yourself.
Sometimes things get over relaxed before you post something. Maybe
Big
talk
one.
to a friend or a loved one.
What's your rationale? What's your motive of doing this? Gotta keep it clean and respectful. Or you know what? Instagram's gonna take the post. And then you'll be flagged. And no shaming. So it's a new one. Anime Boston earlier in early April, I lost my hat. Yes, those were my posts on Instagram.
Look how angry he looks. He was happy in the first one.
I was happy in the first one. I was upset in the last one.
That's like Santa's face, like Barbie.
That's me.
I don't know if you know my daughter. She was born with that.
So after I took the selfie, I was gonna put, hey, it's day 3. After the selfie, it was gone. And I was trying to look in all these places. I know where to pinpoint. I looked on all the floors with that. I even looked at the intersection and the shops surrounding it. They don't have it. Why would you steal a fedora hat? It's beyond me. So thank God for Amazon Prime. I got a replacement. It came the next day. $21 gone. Tears. So if you lost something, this is what I learned. Okay? Do not panic. What's gonna happen if you panic? You're not gonna think straight. Okay? And it's gonna take you even longer to look for an item. So cons and venues, you could have the lost and found. You check your bags, your pockets, and identify when you last saw it and expand from there. And if you don't remember, you list the places that you went last time on. List the places where you usually use it. And then sometimes you have to remember how you feel, because sometimes when your emotions can ring a bell with your memory. Retrace your steps, and you have to look carefully. and go through all the places where you had the item. And what I did also at Anime Boston, I asked other people. No one had it. Even Lost and Found didn't have it. So
You know, this actually happened to me. I don't remember what this is actually. But I always have I constantly lose these bottles, by the way. I'm always getting new
are you
ones.
serious?
All the time. Because, again, with the ADHD, I'll do something and immediately forget what the heck I did where I put something.
Someone stole it.
No, I left it at someone's table. I went through all the vendor tables. I'm like, okay, I went to this person, and then they had it. They had it, luckily.
Thank
But-
God.
Yeah, so, you know.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
I can relate to that because sometimes at work I just like really forget like my umbrella or my jacket. Even when I was a kid, you know, like I would always like what am I forget something.
Yeah, with my ADHD, I'll be like I'll have pills right here, and I'll be like, did I just take one? And then I ask my husband, like, did I just take this pill? And I'll have to count them. I'm like, no, I didn't take it. Or I did take it. And like in a split second, it's a short-term memory.
Wow.
That's horrible.
So to avoid losing things, you keep it in the same place or familiar place. I always keep things in my bag.
Yeah.
Check your bag, make sure there's no holes. You know, putting it out there. Sometimes you can write it down or keep it on your notes app, like where you're putting the things. And this is weird. Say the location out loud to yourself. I put my phone in my backpack. Just kidding. But you can just say it to yourself. You don't have to say it loud as if you're gonna announce it. Okay, don't say where your wallet is. Okay, because they're gonna look for it. So mnemonic songs, rhymes, and routines. So think of like a poem that will make you remember where you put the stuff. Take pictures. Make them stand out. So my phone has actually a Giyu keychain on it. So technology. So Apple AirTag. Some people put Apple AirTags on their phones or on their keys. So if they lose them, they can track it down.
Or just find my phone.
Yeah, that one, yeah, exactly. So with phones, obviously you call, and hopefully someone will pick it up, hopefully. You have to stay calm, and you have to be kind of forgive yourself, because without that, you know, without cooler heads, you're not gonna think straight, and you're not gonna find your item. Okay, so, I don't know why that happened there, but who likes to party?
Yeah.
I am the party. I am the party pooper. Yes. If you're 21 and older, you gotta cut down your alcohol. I'm telling you right now.
Me too.
Right?
I don't know how people drink that stuff.
Okay, and also,
Me either.
if you're taking medications and alcohol, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you taking medications and alcohol? If you're taking anti-anxiety medications or antidepressants with alcohol, what are you doing? Don't do it. So no illicit drugs, no smoking, no vaping.
If you do have alcohol, let's say one drink.
We're
I
going
would
to
say-
talk about that.
Yeah. I was gonna say have Pedialyte after, take a vitamin.
Yes.
I know it always helps. A lot of water. Don't just be drinking alcohol.
I'm gonna get to you on one drink.
Okay.
Yes, you gotta stay hydrated.
I know.
Don't give in to peer
Just
pressure.
one Malibu, one White Russian. Come on.
Don't give in to peer pressure and walk away from negativity. So walk away from toxicity. There's no time for that. Go with friends, take it easy, don't overdo it. And also get your own drinks. If someone gives you your own drinks, would you take it?
No.
Yes or no? I can't hear you.
No.
No.
Why not?
They can put something in there.
Yeah.
Even if you think that you know the person,
Yes.
Yeah, don't trust it.
don't.
Make my own drinks.
One of my friends got roofied in Katsukan. That's why I want to hear. No.
No.
Okay, very good.
It could be a water bottle even.
Okay, this is what goes to your point.
Yay.
When you say one drink is enough, is that what you're talking about?
Oh, come on. It's like, you know how much ice they put? It's like this big. Unless it's a shot.
By the way, you're talking to a pharmacist. Because you can have a lot of alcohol, even a small amount.
Well, it really depends too on your height, your body weight, all that stuff.
That's right. Don't make those mistakes. Okay, so one glass, one drink.
He looks like he's having a good time.
Write this down.
Baby, take notes.
Take notes, take notes.
My phone died, by the way.
So
I can't
it's-
take notes.
He put the beer in his pocket and he do a pee.
So it's points. You don't have to memorize. What you have to memorize is 0.6 ounces of pure alcohol. 18 mils is a little bit more than a tablespoon. So these are 3 examples. So 12 ounces of beer. If you have a 5% or 10 proof, 5 ounces of wine, 12%. Or if the wine is 12% of pure alcohol, or a 1.5 ounce shot, that's 40%. I think that's I forgot which one because I don't drink. So I just know the alcohol part. If you're a woman, 1 glass per day. All right. If you're on medications, goose egg.
I had 2 caipirinhas yesterday.
Well, you gotta check. You gotta check
Look at the
these.
chart, man.
Look at the chart.
But doesn't it depend, like I said, your height and weight and everything, if you're a woman?
Yes.
But if you're like a really tall, like,
Yeah,
built
and
woman?
by the way, it's not fair because men get 2 glasses. Why do men get 2 glasses? Does anyone know? No.
Because it's wrong, it's skewed, society. I don't know.
Feminism.
Yes, feminism.
Metabolism, because we tend to metabolize a
Well,
little
that's
faster.
true. You guys can eat a freaking huge dinner and still lose weight. Eat a chip, gain 2 pounds.
So by the way, references, your blood, you want to go
It's the
below.
life I chose.
Yeah.
God.
Stay below 0.08. Stay below 0.08. If you drive and someone does a breathalyzer, you're screwed.
See, I don't drive, so
Okay.
I'm joking, guys. Please be safe. Don't be in too
Yeah,
many-
please be safe. Be careful on what you're drinking and how much. So if you're below 21, if you're pregnant or nursing, if you're designated drivers, no alcohol. As I said, if you take medications, and those who have health conditions where alcohol can play a role, such as cirrhosis, that's liver, something related to liver. And this is a chart. Do not memorize this. This is what you need to memorize. What you need to memorize is that.
You know my weight. I'm gonna say.
So, the bigger you are, maybe that's right. So, bigger you are, you may need more alcohol to get drunk, but more importantly, the skinnier you are, it doesn't take much to get drunk. I was tipsy last year because I didn't taste any alcohol for a drink.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was a Katsukan. You don't have to memorize it, but that's just one way of finding out how many ounces of pure alcohol you're gonna need to take this down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So every time you get a bottle of alcohol, always take down the notes of the percentage as well and how much you're gonna drink. So I went to a bar and I drank Hennessy, 40%. Okay, and 8 ounces of it. How much did I drink? 3.2 ounces of pure alcohol. That's a lot.
I know. I don't know. She might be a 30-year-old mom. My animes are.
So yeah, that's a lot. So 0.6 ounces.
You know the
is
ones like
one-
sitting there.
yeah. 0.6 ounces is 1 drink. I said 3.2. That's 5 drinks. You're really in the red. Look at this.
You're blacked out at that point.
You're blacked out.
I haven't blacked out.
There.
I can say that.
So after the con, we've gone through a lot, right? So I hope you're prepared. So I hope you're now experts. So if possible, attend a feedback panel session, or if they, if they have, you can also email them as well, and maintain contact info with people you met, and especially the ones with you do the autographs too. It's very important to have connections. Share your pics and positive experiences, and plan for the next con if you want. So the reason why I always plan, because I don't want to have this. Every time a con ends, this is how I feel. It happens, we're all sad. So I always like to focus on something positive. So what I do is I plan for the next con. I'll even plan for a meetup. You want to take it easy. You don't want to stretch yourself too thin, right? Diet and exercise is important. Hydration is also important.
You need to relax. Get a massage. I want a massage. Right now. Why are there no chairs here? I just want to know.
No, this side.
If you have not borrowed a chair, it's almost
No,
done, I think.
no,
Is it?
we're almost done, yeah.
Oh my-
So,
How long
yeah.
is this?
It's not that
I didn't know
long.
what I signed up for. Okay, go ahead.
And it's still if you're still sad, if you're still going through it, seek professional help. I see a therapist since second grade every year, every week. Not every year, every week.
1 year checkup. Woo.
You got a whole essay to do. So there is an app for it, BetterHelp. Of course, you have to pay for it.
Also meditation, yoga.
Exactly.
Amazing.
That's right. So contra, this is where my expertise comes in. So you get sick during or after the con, because we don't make the best decisions, don't we? So cold, the flu, or other illnesses. So when you don't get enough sleep, when you don't take care of yourself, when you eat junk food, and when your immune system gets compromised, also get tested for COVID. So how do we treat them? Rest and fluids. No booze, please. What are you doing? What are you? You already drink.
What if you want to sleep well?
These two, Tylenol and alcohol, will interact. They will interact. So if you have a fever or pain, you can use Tylenol. That's the first line. Ibuprofen for pain and fever, you have to take this with food. So, oh, by the way, Tylenol, it's a maximum daily dose is 3,000 milligrams. All right. For ibuprofen, 3,200. So it's not that much of a difference. So you do not want an overdose. This will affect the liver. This will affect the kidneys. All right. Cough drops. I have them in my bag. I'm going to use one after this panel. Vitamin C and D is immunity, and if you have motion sickness and dizziness, there's meclizine or Dramamine. By the way, it says drama is mine.
By the way,
Yes.
I take elderberry. Do you recommend that? Like,
Yeah, you can
I
do
take
that.
it every day. Maybe like to prep your immune.
Yeah, you can do that too. I like it actually.
Yes, Senna, you have something to say? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she does. The child version.
So that complicated name, guaifenesin, dextromethorphan. So you'll find that in Mucinex DM. Mucinex only has the guaifenesin. You'll see Robitussin, DM, etc. So this one, guaifenesin, is your wet. It's for the wet coughs. So we want to get rid of the yucky stuff.
Also, make sure too if you have a heart condition or anything else that this doesn't interact. It actually
That's
happens.
exactly right.
I know one of these I can't take because I have a heart condition.
Oh, I see. So dextromethorphan, dry coughs. That's usually dry coughs. It's allergy season. So yes, Benadryl's the best one. Who likes Benadryl?
That's the one I can't take.
Oh,
The
okay.
best one.
I knew it. I knew it. Thank you.
I take Benadryl.
I didn't give my daughter that to see.
No, please no.
No way.
No.
Don't do that.
Take a leopard.
Oh, that's mine. That's mine.
Yeah,
I like it
Allegra,
also.
I take
But yeah, Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra, there's less likeliness. There's still that kind of degree of drowsiness. So just watch out for that.
I took Benadryl and knocked me out.
Yes, you did. So you have to read. Okay, when you go to a Walmart or when you go to Walgreens or when you go to whichever pharmacy it is, or even your bodegas, because some of them will have medications in the back. You have to read.
Why are
Especially
some of them so hard to read though? They're like stuck and you can't peel them off. Why they do that?
because they're trying to be cheap. They don't want to get big bottles, because the bigger the bottles, the more stuff they have to use, more resources, so there's more money.
But it's hard to see the drug fats sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, you need a
they're really stuck.
Yeah, you need a microphone. You need a microphone. Now for the Tylenol, it'll say more than 4,000. Recently, they reduced it to 3,000 because people have been overdosing. Because there's Tylenol in many kinds of products, so you gotta be careful. All right. So you gotta read these. So quickly, you gotta read active ingredient purpose, the use, and the warnings. You gotta know yourself first. So if you're diabetic, there's some medications where it's modified where you cannot take the medication at all, for example. And also it depends on which kind of comorbidities and directions as well. There's other information, you have to read all of it. All right. And take home messages. We made it, home stretch.
Yay!
All right.
Oh, I thought I meant texting people like that.
So you gotta plan early and be organized. So be proactive.
What if you're not organized? Like, if any she can what do you
Help. So help with other people. Like if other people can help you with.
I recommend a project management tool called Asana, even for like daily tasks. If anyone has issues with
So use apps. Yeah.
Google Calendar.
Exactly. So be positive and have fun. What I mean is realize is, have other people.
My husband helps me all the time.
Okay,
He's
that's great.
not neurodivergent.
So,
Hey, I help him with his Crohn's.
buddy system.
Buddy.
Buddy system. Okay. Anyone can cosplay. It's important to make friends. Your health is important, as we talked about. You got to respect each other. And when I say stay nerdy, I really mean stay nerdy. Learn and be smart, because nerds rule the world, right?
Yeah.
Why do nerds rule the world? Because we study.
All the weird words.
Yes. All right. Don't spread illnesses, okay? Not even COVID. Don't spread any illnesses. All right. Thank you for coming.
If you want a flyer or business card.
If you have any questions?
Oh, any questions, let us
Yes.
know before my bag breaks.
You're really funny.
Oh, thank you. Huh? Oh, likewise. Sure. See, he asked for a
Yes.
hug and I said,
Exactly.
yes,
Careful
big
with
hug.
the
Look what Ryan sent me.
Oh,
that's us.
This is my daughter, the mascot of Fujikan. Oh, she's so
Wish me luck because it's gonna be a rough 2 weeks.
Senna. And she's an artist. She actually sells her art on her table.
Oh, you got both of them.
Yeah.